It's your boy, Marky, yo! And we back at it again with another reaction, man. Today, we got LeBron James Hate America. Dang, this was on my recommended. That's a crazy title. I don't know why they said that, but we gonna get straight into this video, man. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's get it.
Well, as the great nation of America sets to turn 250 years old today, not lost on me is the fact that sports used to be the great unifier. Now, though, it seems they are as divisive as ever, with talking head pundits frantically jamming race-baiting agendas down our throats.
Three white dudes are leading the way for the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, that's what you got. No wonder LeBron James walked out the door.
And that while high-paid, pampered prima donna athletes are pontificating and lecturing us on the inequities of this country. And, well, then there is, of course, LeBron James, who just seems, damn it, to hate America. No, I'm not talking about the fact he is essentially a paid advocate for China, like the time Daryl Morey spoke out on human rights violations, standing with protesters in Hong Kong, and tweeting simply, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." Yeah, didn't seem all that controversial of a take, but not when you're on the Chinese payroll.
I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl, but Daryl Morey.
Today, Junior!
But I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and so many people could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Spiritually, ecumenically.
When you say things or do things, if you're doing it, and you know the people that can be affected by it, and the families and the individuals and everyone that can be affected by it.
Show me the money!
But not when you're on China's payroll. And of course, LeBron, who has painted himself as some kind of modern-day social justice warrior, didn't keep that same energy when his bottom line was in jeopardy. But no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about it being the 4th of July, and LeBron James is still holding the entire NBA and my news cycle hostage with his latest decision. And is there anyone out there who doesn't believe he doesn't already know where he's going? And look, let's get to the crux of the decision itself. Yes, there are reportedly 6 to 7 teams still in the running, according to super agent Rich Paul. But reportedly, it is between 3 teams at the moment: Miami, Minnesota, and Philadelphia. And can these teams themselves be any less American? No, I'm not talking about the teams themselves, the players themselves, or the cities themselves. I'm talking about the fact that if LeBron goes there, it will constitute undeniably his 3rd career super team, the 3rd different super team that he will have built throughout the course of his 24-year NBA career, 24 years next season, of course. And it would be unbelievably the 5th time throughout his career, the 5th, that he has teamed up with, at the very least, a top 10 and arguably a top 5 player in the current NBA. Yes, there was Dwayne Wade, the decision of the summer in 2011 when LeBron took his talents to South Beach. Dwayne Wade, undeniably a top 5 league-wide player. He then jumped that team to go join up with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. Love, who was, at the time, yes, a top 10 NBA player. I kid you not. And for those of you kids on the interwebs that are rejecting the idea of Kevin Love being top 10, well, the very season before that team up, Kevin Love averaged 26 points per game, 12.5 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. He was top 3 league-wide in player efficiency rating, box plus minus, value over replacement, and win shares. He was 2nd team All-NBA, yes, absolutely and undeniably a top 10 league-wide player. He then bounced to Los Angeles, where he didn't make the playoffs in year one, but not to worry because top 5 league-wide player Anthony Davis was on the way. Then they trade Anthony Davis at the tail end of his tenure in LA for a top 5 player in Luka Doncic. And now, again, reportedly, he is trying to decide between Minnesota, Miami, and Philadelphia. Of course, if it's Miami, he pairs with a top 3 to 5 league-wide player in Giannis Antetokounmpo. If it's Minnesota, he pairs with a top 10 player in Anthony Edwards. And if it's Philadelphia, look, this might be the superest of all of LeBron's super teams to this point. He will pair up with Jaylen Brown, who was second-team All-NBA last year and finished 6th league-wide in MVP vote. Of course, he will also be pairing up with Tyrese Maxey. Maxey and Jaylen Brown together constitute 2 top 5 league-wide scorers last year overall. And of course, Maxey was also All-NBA. He was All-NBA third team, though I think a fringe second-team performer last year for Tyrese Maxey. So in addition to Brown and Maxey, just throw into the mix former league MVP big Joel Embiid. So what exactly is holding up LeBron's decision? Is he really just trying to string it out as long as possible, make it all about him, hijack the news cycle, as I said, on the 4th of July and beyond into the 4th of July weekend? Or is he, in typical LeBron fashion, just waiting for these teams, these finalists, if you will, to make more moves, to wow him in some way, to make other acquisitions or trades to woo LeBron further to their city or make their closing cases as to why he should choose them over these other teams in the running? Well, as always, the answer, of course, is yes. Yes to both. LeBron loves making it all about him and loves having the spotlight on him as long as he can possibly keep it there. And of course he does want as much help as he can possibly get to try to steal one more garbagey super team ring on his way out. And again, this is so utterly anti-American. It is the antithesis of the American way. The American dream.
Let us know now.
The pull yourself up from your own bootstraps kind of mentality where you want to accomplish difficult tasks. Go straight through the heart of the biggest and hardest challenges. Overcome all of the obstacles. Yes, not LeBron James. He wants to take a helicopter to the top of the mountain. He wants to take the easiest of ways out. He wants things handed to him. And it, of course, is nothing new for a guy who's set to turn 42 in December. A guy who inked Chosen One across his back at the age of 17, who has been calling himself the king basically since he got into the NBA, who has had his hand out with a what can you do for me kind of mentality from the youngest of ages that we have actually seen this guy. A pervasive, soft-ass mentality that has permeated his on-the-court career too. Should this surprise us? Really, should it? He took the easy way out at 26, and of course he is looking to ring chase and steal one more on the way out at the age of 42. But here ultimately is the rub. Bron being the third or even fourth option on a title team will be even more laughable than that pathetic bubble championship. It doesn't get you any closer to GOAT Mike Bron, and for that matter, it doesn't get you any closer to Kobe, a real Laker and a real American. Rest in power, legend. So while we continue to have the news cycle held hostage by a 41-year-old narcissistic man-child, guys, please make sure you throw me a like and subscribe today to help me get over the hurdle of my big challenge, my great goal of 100,000 subscribers. I'm about 2,000 away. Only you guys can help carry.
Alright, man. So I really have a problem with Bron. Like, he was going in. He said, you would never be Mike. Not even Kobe. That's crazy, gang. Like, he really was spilling. Like, he was really talking that ish. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he'd ever be Mike, though. Because, like, I feel like he is ring chasing a lot. Like, he can't stay on one team. Of course, he go to every new team. He always win a championship. But he just can't stay at one franchise and win a championship, brother. Like, we really waiting right now to this day to see what team he's going to team up with. Might be Philly. Might be back to Cleveland. Might be in Miami. Shit, he might even team up with Kyrie again. He was one and done with Luka. And Luka probably top 3, top 5 best players in the world at hoops. And he just moved on. So if he moving on like that, it's either he want to go back home and retire home, or he just want to team up with a lot of people, a lot of star power, so he don't have to do too much. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all really feel about that, man. LeBron, bro. That's why all the OGs and all the people that's older that understand hoops, is your greatness is always we gonna give you credit, but the GOAT debate is always going down because you always doing something that you shouldn't be doing. I'm not saying like you can do what you want, that's your life, but as a GOAT, like you straight to business, and you like Mike was straight business. He got out the mud. He waited his turn and all types of stuff. Like he waited his turn. He waited. He was losing. Of course, you gonna lose. You gonna win and lose in life. You gonna win. You gonna lose. It's part of life. You're not always gonna be winning every time. But Mike waited his turn. He took those L's. Then he started taking big dubs. Never left the Chicago Bulls. Only when he went to the Wizards. When he retired. He was old, but LeBron been on like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams. Like, y'all let me know in the comments how y'all really feel about this, man. Like, what Bron is waiting for. Like, he's 40. Like, is he finna do like he did with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, just come out of nowhere and say, I will be playing with the Miami Heat on some shit like that? But y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all having a blessed day. God bless all y'all. And I hope y'all having a good day. But let me know in the comments how y'all really feel about this, man. LeBron, we waiting. But he not the GOAT. I'll see y'all in the next video.